and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ginny Mae, the Intergalactic Supreme Goddess of Guest Service, and I've been in the restaurant business for over 35 years, and I've been a trainer for service for over 25. And I want to let you know that I was just down in Mexico a couple weeks ago in Cabo San Lucas. I had the most fantastic time. But of course, I was eating out at restaurants and I was sitting at beach clubs and I was really watching the service down there. So today I would like to share with you some of the tips and tricks I learned from what they did and how they serve things down in Mexico. And you know what? Let's go there all together to talk about it. Mexico. So my trip to Mexico was amazing. I have been around Mexico many different places, but I went to Cabo San Lucas, and now that is my very favorite place to go. I can highly recommend it if you go to Mexico, and I would love to talk about some little service things that I learned down there I would love to share with you because we can all implement this into our service. Cervesa, por favor. Gracias. So, when I was down there, I found out that the waiter and waitresses that were serving me really acted like they wanted to serve me. They really acted like I was the biggest thing that was there. And I know I wasn't because there was a lot of other people there. For example, every day we ended up going to a beach club where we were laying in the lounger right by the beach, and they served lunch there and they served drinks there and everything else. And the first time my waiter would come up to us, and we'd have the same waiter all day, they would come up and say, "Hey, I'm your personal assistant for the day." And I thought, wow, that's really nice, instead of saying, "I'm gonna be your waiter today." And of course, we need to do that if someone is just coming in for lunch or something. But I thought, hey, really nice tip for those of you that are in that situation, for example, at a resort. I really like this word assistant, or to assist. And it sounds much better. For example, how may I help you? How may I help you might sound like you're helpless, so I need to help you. But I really like how may I assist you? So I actually have been using that with my colleagues as well, because I don't want my colleagues and I don't want my guests to feel like they're helpless. I want to be there to be, how may I assist you? So I hope you can take that in as well. Another thing that they had that I feel is missing in a lot of the other countries that I have been in, a lot of the other restaurants, is this sense of urgency. I mean, they are so fast, and all the different places I went, they were fast. They're not dilly-dallying. I'm not made to feel like, hey, this is my second priority. I was really feeling like I was their first priority. And it doesn't mean that you have to run, back to the bar and get me a Corona, but you don't walk slowly or diddle-daddle along the way. It really seemed like the sense of urgency was there. And I think that is a key part of making a service, and from just a regular service to an excellent service. It also looked like they were having a lot of fun. They were joking and smiling and having fun with each other, but they were also joking and smiling with all the guests. And of course, when people are coming into the restaurant or in a resort, most people are coming in not only because they're hungry or thirsty, but because they want to have a great time. That's the great thing about our job, is almost everyone we meet is in a great mood. So it's easy to have fun with people. It's easy to kind of joke around with people. But remember, the best joke, I feel, is always about yourself. So never make a joke that could end up hurting somebody else. But you can always have fun or make a fun comment to make their experience a lot funnier and to make them want to come back, of course, because that's one of the big goals. Also, to leave them with something special so they can end up telling somebody else, just like I'm telling all of you about all the fun things that I have learned from them when I was in Mexico. Another thing that they did that I thought was so nice was they had this sense of humbleness. Like they had confidence in themselves, they believed in themselves, but also they were humble enough to serve me and want to assist me in all the things that I needed for today. And I think that's a really nice balance. As a waiter or waitress, we don't need to go around and think, oh, I'm a level under all the guests. No, you can still, stand proud, have a nice posture with yourself. And these all bring things like, hey, this person is confident, but they also really want to help me if they're there. They show a sense of urgency, they're smiling, they're offering different things, and acting like they want my experience to be the best. Another thing that was ongoing and never broke the whole time I was down there was that they were smilers. They smiled all the time. Even when we were making eye contact, they're smiling. They're looking like they're having a great day. And what is better than having someone come down and serve you all the time and they're having a great day as well? Because this is just contagious and this is gonna make me have a better day. So if you're not a smiler, I can say this is the number one thing you should start working on, is how can I smile a little bit more? I remember when I was young, I was on the dance line, and to help us remind us to smile, we'd have to put a little Vaseline on our top teeth, and that would make our lip kind of ride up, or you can kind of feel it, but no one can see it, and that can also be a reminder to remember to smile. And remember, an open mouth smile is always perceived as a happier person than a closed mouth smile. So for those of you that are, when you get a little concentrated or maybe a little bit busy and you lose the smile, remember to smile somehow, or maybe use this little Vaseline trick to see if that will help remind you. Because it is a habit, it is a muscle that you need to keep working at to be able to smile, and it is something that you can actually develop on yourself. I also thought it was amazing that they really were staying up with everything. For example, we had an ice bucket between my friend and I, and sometimes, there weren't always beers in there, but maybe there were some sodas or whatever. It was 27 to 31 degrees Celsius, so it was quite hot, and there was ice in the bucket, but after an hour, or maybe less than an hour, that ice would melt. And you know what? They came down and filled that ice up, so it was nice and icy all the time, without us even asking. It was like they were looking around to see, oh, what is the next step? What will this guest need? What will this guest need? And I'm gonna have a sense of urgency, get down there and offer it for them, or I'm not even going to even offer it, I'm just gonna do it so it's there, because I noticed that anyway, and I thought, wow, that is really amazing. It's so hot out, all the ice is melting, all these people have buckets, but they were able to keep the ice in the buckets the whole entire time. And my last point today is that they really were watching their timings. And if they thought they couldn't get that food down fast enough, or they knew that the bartender was a little bit behind because they had a lot of cocktails to make, they let us know. And I liked how they said, you know what, it might take an extra little time, it will be about a Mexican minute. And everyone knows that a Mexican minute isn't just 1 minute, it could be a little while longer, but I really valued that they let me know that it might take a little extra time in comparison to maybe one of the first drinks that I ended up giving. So keeping communication up with your guests, especially if your food is late or your drink is late, to just be honest and let them know, hey, we're just a little bit behind. So sorry about that. Thank you so much for your patience. We're gonna bring it down as soon as possible. If you can give them a real time, like it will take 2 more minutes or 5 more minutes, never lie and never underestimate yourself, because you do have those guests that will start looking at their watch and say, oh, they said it would be in 4 minutes and now it's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So you always wanna go over so that you end up coming under with whatever the guest has asked for. So I'm glad that we could all be together here in Mexico to talk a little bit about some of the tips and tricks and the great things that they're doing down there in Mexico. And I love to travel and go out to different restaurants, and I encourage you as well to really look at other people's service and steal those ideas and those different knowledges and bring it into yourself, into your service, so that you keep developing to become better and better and better. Hey, let's go out there and give some amazing service. I'm Ginny Mae, the Intergalactic Supreme Goddess of Guest Service, and thank you so much for watching my video. If you would like more tips and tricks on service, how to up your service game, click here. And please subscribe by pressing my face right here, and don't forget to ring the bell so that you get a new video notification every Waiters Weekend. Follow me on Instagram